The moment the worn garage door rattled open, the smell of oil and old metal mixed with a silence heavy enough to feel like fate pressing its thumb against a man's chest, because this was not just another broken car rolling into a forgotten workshop. It was the beginning of a decision that would quietly rewrite 3 lives forever. Before the story pulls you deeper, take a second to pause. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and quiet miracles that happen in ordinary places, please like this video, share it with someone who needs hope, comment your thoughts, and subscribe to the channel Grandma Dearie. Your support keeps stories like this alive. The mechanic had learned long ago how to survive on almost nothing. His garage sat at the edge of town, a place where the paint peeled, the tools were old, and the bills were always late. Each morning, he opened the shop with stiff hands and a heavier heart, reminding himself that honest work still mattered even when the world didn't seem to care. He fixed engines the way some people fixed their lives, patiently, piece by piece, even when no one thanked him. Poverty had stripped away many dreams, but it had never taken his dignity. He worked because it was all he had, and because stopping would mean admitting defeat. That afternoon, a police car pulled in with a cough of smoke and a tired groan. The mechanic noticed the woman behind the wheel right away, not because of her uniform, but because of the exhaustion in her eyes. She carried herself with strength, yet there was something fragile beneath it, the look of someone who had been strong for far too long. With her was a little girl, no more than 8 years old, sitting quietly, observing everything with careful eyes. The garage felt different the moment they arrived, as if the air itself understood that something important had just crossed the threshold. The problem with the car was serious, the kind of repair that usually meant a large bill and difficult choices. The mechanic knew this before he even lifted the hood. He also knew what a police officer's salary looked like in a town like this, and he saw the hesitation in the woman's posture, the silent fear of another expense she might not be able to manage. As he worked, sweat ran down his face, mixing with thoughts he tried to ignore. He remembered nights when he had gone to sleep hungry, mornings when hope felt like a luxury. He remembered wishing just once that someone would show mercy without asking for anything in return. When the repair was done, the engine purred like it had been given a second life. The mechanic wiped his hands, took a breath, and made a choice that surprised even himself. He told her the repair was free, not discounted, not delayed, free. The woman froze, disbelief washing over her face, followed by something dangerously close to tears. She tried to insist, tried to offer something, anything, but he refused gently. He said it was the right thing to do, because sometimes people needed help more than explanations. The little girl watched everything silently. While the adults stood there, caught in the weight of the moment, she stepped closer to the mechanic. Her small presence barely reached his waist, yet it felt powerful, as if the universe itself had leaned in. She looked up at him with eyes full of questions and courage far beyond her years. In a voice so soft it felt like a secret meant only for his heart, she revealed the truth of her world. She explained that the woman was her mother, that they had been alone for a long time, and that she had always dreamed of having someone like him in their lives, someone steady, someone kind, someone who stayed. Those words did something the mechanic had not felt in years. They cracked open a part of him he had sealed away after loss, disappointment, and years of surviving instead of living. He had once dreamed of being a father, of coming home to laughter instead of silence, but life had taken a different path. Standing there, in a garage filled with grease and broken tools, he felt something mend inside him that no wrench ever could. In the days that followed, life moved forward, but not the same way. The police officer returned, first with small gestures of gratitude, then with coffee, then with conversations that lasted longer than planned. They talked about long shifts, lonely dinners, and the quiet weight of responsibility. The little girl started waiting for him after school, sitting on an old stool, coloring pictures while he worked. The garage, once a place of survival, slowly became a place of warmth. The mechanic still struggled. Money did not magically appear, and problems did not vanish overnight. But now, when he locked up the shop, there were smiles waiting instead of silence. He helped with homework, listened to stories about school, and learned how to be present again. The woman learned to trust, to lean on someone without fear of being a burden. Together, they discovered that family was not always built by blood, but by choice, consistency, and love shown in small, everyday acts. The town noticed the change before any of them did. People spoke about the poor mechanic who fixed a cop's car for free, about the kindness that spread from one simple decision. More customers came, not because of charity, but because people wanted to support someone who reminded them that goodness still existed. The garage began to thrive, not just as a business, but as a symbol of second chances. Years later, the memory of that first day remained vivid. The smell of oil, the broken car, the quiet courage of a little girl who dared to hope. The mechanic understood then that the greatest repairs were never about engines or machines. They were about hearts, about showing up when it mattered, about choosing compassion even when life had given you every reason not to. If this story has touched something inside you, if it reminded you that kindness can change lives in ways we never expect, please take a moment now to like this video, share it with someone who needs encouragement, and subscribe to Grandma Dearie. Your support helps these stories reach hearts that are still waiting to believe. And before this story ends, we have a special request for you. Please comment below and tell us what this story made you feel, or share a moment when kindness changed your life. Your words might become hope for someone else.